Imagine if you were able to watch your great-grandparents tell stories from their lives. What made them laugh? What moved them? How they responded to adversity and triumph? And what impacted their existence? That would be a treasure. Now you can offer that gift to your loved ones. Hello, I'm Dennis Tardon. For more than 45 years, I've been a professional interviewer documenting the lives and times of hundreds of people. I will guide you or your family member through the important stories of your lives using my unique interviewing skills. I'm now offering my legacy interviews worldwide via Zoom from the comfort of you or your loved one's own home. All you need is a webcam, and I will do the rest. Contact me today to schedule your legacy interview.
Getting salty with Sandie Dee here at the beach, sand on my feet. No place that I would rather be. Getting salty with Sandie Dee.
Hello and welcome back to Getting Salty with Sandie Dee. Thank you for watching. Hi, David. Yeah, I hope everyone's had a great week. I hope somebody out there, stopped and smelled the roses, caught some waves, went to the beach, maybe just put your feet in the sand. Just have a good time. Not everybody has the physical ability to surf. Sometimes our bodies just won't allow it, or we're going through stuff. So, but everybody that's watching, I appreciate you, and thanks for watching. Let me bring up my my guests. I'm excited, live and direct from San Diego and Bali, Indonesia, with this epic surfing, world-class surf spots. We have world-class surf spots in San Diego, California, up and down the California coast, and Bali. So everybody, let's go. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. I didn't think I'd see you today, but here I am.
This is awesome. Wait, you had a big party last night. I wasn't sure if you were coming.
I wasn't planning on it, honestly. I actually was supposed to get an oil change on my motorbike, and I postponed it. I still have some errands to run, so I don't know how long I'll last. But yeah, we had a grand opening of a place called Disco Pizza last night. It was a fun party, really fun, not too crowded.
Did they have like a disco ball by chance?
It's funny you should say that because the decor, the inside, the whole ceiling are these huge disco balls, like the normal ones, like basketball size. And they've got lights flashing off of them, and it's really like bougie. You know, they were serving fresh pizza and chicken skewers and free cocktails and open beer taps and stuff. It was pretty fun.
I like bougie.
Yeah, this place has turned really bougie. We had a big movement during COVID where everybody lived in Canggu that were digital nomads. And Canggu has black sand beaches, and not such good surf. And they discovered the Phuket, where I live, Uluwatu area, and they all decided to take up surfing and move here. So they brought bougie with them.
I know, Nate, you gotta send me some new picture. I want some pictures. You always seem to be surrounded by all these beautiful women over there. There's a lot of my fans from different parts of the world would be a little jelly, you know, because you're just always around these beautiful, amazing, beautiful women over there on the beach.
There was quite a few female pro surfers / models there last night. We had fun. I hung out with my son, and we haven't hung out in a while together, and it's kind of cool because we're like brothers when we hang out. And we just happened to look out and have the really pretty girls around us. It was a good night.
Nate, are you still doing your bikini line?
No. It really wasn't a money maker, but it was a really fun venture. And I figured, you know, my mom had passed, and every time the girls put on one of the dresses or bikinis, she's probably smiling. And it just didn't pan out at COVID, and I was going to go back to it just like 3 months ago, and I decided, no, I'm not going to do it. It's kind of a labor of love. I've got a new project going, and I really want to pursue it. I was going to ask you guys if you've ever heard of it, but I've got several short stories from commercial fishing. And I want to do the first book, 20 short stories of the Eastern Pacific tuna fishing and 20 short stories as a captain in Alaska. And then maybe do a sequel after that, but maybe just publish it online for people that like it, or just for my sons or whatever, you know.
Well, there's a lot of fishing stories out there. All you have to do is do it. And, you know, I used to hear my dad's stories all the time, and they're pretty wild.
Really crazy. Hey, Sandie, did you see my post on tuna fishing this week on Facebook?
I did.
Well, anyway, we had met this observer. I was, you know, Rudy Medina and Rob Lau, Frank.
Yeah, actually,
so we were all on the captain
at a party we went to the other night.
Yeah. I saw you guys. I saw some photos of both of you. But anyway, yeah, we observers, National Marine Fisheries observers were kind of like police on the boat, so they were taboo. And we met one that came aboard. His name was Bill Boyce, and he loved to wrap fishing rods and photography. And we eventually let him come out in the skiff when we were saving the porpoise and diving down with sharks and tuna, and he got photos that are impeccable. I mean, impeccable. And so he sends them to me. In fact, he might be the illustrator with those photos for my short story book, but he's just a prince of a man. Ended up having his own TV show about fishing and all that. But it really cool post. If you get a chance to look at it, Sandie, beautiful photos. Like, you're just like, wait a minute. And some of his became worldwide famous because he'd have a school of tuna in the net come right at him, and just fabulous colors. It looks like you're in an aquarium with 100-pound tuna, you know, which is impossible.
Yeah, you know, Frank's family is fishing family. You know, everybody. I think all the Sicilians came over to San Diego, and they were all fishermen. So that's
Yeah,
hence
you
all
had
the
the
Italian restaurants in Little Italy here now.
Right, right.
Easy.
Yeah, I navigated from my former father-in-law, who's 100% Sicilian, Tommy Crivello. It was
Oh,
mostly just Portuguese and Italian back then. Yeah.
yeah, and
did
my
you know
dad.
Danny Fowley? Did you ever hear of Danny Fowley?
Oh, I can't place him. No.
They
Huh.
they had a nickname for him back in the 70s. Danny Fowley, he came from a fisherman family too, and well he used to get mussels and go diving and get mussels and sell them to all the restaurants. And when he was like teenager, you know, he found out how to make money that way, and then he later ended up becoming a general contractor, and then he went on to have his own private little jet planes, and he was the one that discovered pavones down in Costa Rica. He's
Oh, wow.
I've met him. He was one of the he was one of the he's the one that brought Dahui and the first Hawaiians over to pavones down in Costa Rica.
Hmm.
There
Yeah,
was no
Frank knows
electricity there. It was all
Frank,
all
there's the sub ducks. They would walk down the beaches there with mules carrying their surfboards at Pavonas back in the days. I think that was the 70s, maybe earlier.
70s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Danny
probably.
Fowley, he bought that land. He bought like 20 acres of beachfront property down there in the jungle. Nobody knew about it. It's the second longest left in the world. I've met him. I've had dinner he's cooked me dinner at his house. He went to jail because I guess it's a whole, you could look it up. It's a whole thing. You could look it up. I don't know, but it was back in the
Yeah.
70s. He was a general contractor, and he had a private jet, and he started bringing people down there. He brought the Dahui guys down there. He bought Buttons. You remember Buttons?
Yeah.
He brought Buttons down there, and then you know now it's the second largest left in the world. Frank's been to Peru, which is the Lima, the first they say the first largest left in the world. I don't know.
Well, that's
Yeah.
in up the coast there at Chicama. Yeah, I've been there once.
Kama, yeah.
Is that a colder water, Frank?
Yeah, that probably fishing. There's the upwellings down. You know, it's in the tropics, but right off the
Yeah.
coast of Lima and Chile, south of Ecuador.
Yeah.
And Ecuador, it starts getting warm again, I think. But you've got a cold current down there,
Right.
right off the coast of Lima. So it's like June gloom in Lima all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, speaking of fishing, my dad moved my family just before I was born. In fact, Natalie, my older sister, was born on the boat on the way back down to Lima to tuna fish for 3 years. My dad moved our whole family.
She gave birth on the boat.
Yeah, on their
my
way
God.
back, but they fished there for 3 years, and he discovered a great body of fish down there because he had made really good friends with the smaller bait boats, and they would give him the scoop, and then he'd go out with his purse seiner and whatever extra fish he had, he'd load them up, and yeah, it's cool.
Wow.
Oh, yeah,
There's
that's
so much
funny,
history.
because this reminds me of some of my. I worked in Lima for the better part of a year in 1997, and I met guys that surfed, and I would bring my board down there. And if you're a surfer and you're coming back from a South American country, and you're
That's
following in the
expensive.
footsteps of guys that had their private planes and been
Yeah.
down there, brought people
You're in
down there,
you're
flew
in
other stuff
commercial.
back. So you're kind of guilty by association. So you come back and that it's summer down there when it's winter up here. I was connecting through Texas, and here I am with the surfboard. I'm tan. It's a long flight. I got a 5 o'clock shadow. I'm fitting the mold, and
I'm
I'm coming through immigration in Texas. They're like, they look at me and they see me coming, and they're like, "Welcome to Texas. Go right on over there." And I got to go to secondary, and they start grilling me. You know, like, what are you doing in Lima? What are you doing in Peru? You bringing back any guinea pig meat? What are you doing down there?
Right.
You know, what else you bringing back? What do you know?
Yeah.
And then it was like, where are you going? I said, I'm going to San Diego. Where'd you go to high school in San Diego? And I'm like, uni. And he's like, really? My son went to Saints. And I'm like, well, I almost went to Saints. And we started talking about school and where'd you go to college? I went to USD and I'm just doing some work down in Peru. And then we were like, you know, becoming best friends. And then they're like, this guy's okay, let him go. But at first, I was just some tan surfer, you know, coming from South America alone, you know, and I'm a, you know, on their radar. But that's a funny story.
That's funny.
And I had gotten dropped off. There was a big swell when I was there. I don't know, Nate, do you know many of the surf spots in Peru, Lima?
No.
There's one surf spot on the south end of the city itself, and it's La Herradura, horseshoe, and it's a left. It's really hollow, and it gets big. And when it gets big, it's really like world-class wave. It's like as you come in from the point, the wave actually gets bigger and hollower as it gets closer to the beach. And you know, I met guys that surfed, and they're like, "Yeah, the swell, come with us. You know, I'll get you. We'll go. I'll bring you there." So like, I show up. He picks me up, and he drops me off there. And you know, I had clothes, my passport, any money stolen on me, everything with me. The guy drops me off, and it's like, well, I went. I did have to wear a full suit, even though it was, I don't know, it was summer or whatever it was. But so I just stuffed everything in my wetsuit, my passport, all my money, and I paddled out, and huge surf, like, and there was like 50 plus, you know, Peruvian guys out there all fighting for the waves that were breaking right next to the rocks. But there was the big sets would swing wide, and I did have my gun with me, not the kind you shoot if you surf, you know what I mean. It's board. But anyway, I had a big wave board that I just happened to have with me down there, and I hung outside of everybody to the right, and I got some huge set waves there. It was glassy, and you drop in, and as you're going on the wave, you set up, and it just stands up, and huge barrels. And then I had to take a taxi, find a taxi home to where I was staying, but it was a you know, wet. I didn't, you know, I got dropped off.
Yeah, we have a few breaks in Indonesia that are like that, and I can't mention the names, but they call them growers. So you take off on a shoulder head high wave, and when it comes into the impact zone of the reef, sometimes it'll be double overhead. We call them growers, and it's pretty easy for the not so advanced surfers in that if it's an easy drop, they're going to be on a wave that's usually beyond their ability when it grows. But man, it's interesting. The first time I surfed this one right in the outer islands, and you drop in on a shoulder high wave, and it'd be double overhead, and just you could drive a little Volkswagen Bug through the barrel. Pretty intense. Really intense.
I haven't seen surf too many spots that actually do get bigger as they go inside, you know. But that was one place that does it.
I was watching Koa Smith this morning. We met here in Bali, and we did Pilates together. And
Koa Smith?
Yeah.
Wait. He's from the North Shore, Hawaii, right?
He's from South Africa, I believe. No. He's from the North Shore of Hawaii. I was thinking of another friend. Yeah, he's from
North Shore.
He was here with both his brothers last month, and He was going to stay at my villa and babysit it while I was in the Mentawais. He ended up going to the Mentawais and leaving the day before we arrived. But he's been at Skeleton Bay, and he was even talking about growers there. Skeleton Bay just doesn't let up, and it seems like those places, when it wraps down the point, it actually gains more energy sometimes. You know what I mean? Coming from deeper water, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah. Koa Smith is really good. You know who I follow a lot is Jamie O'Brien. I just love his videos. Yeah. I love Jamie O'Brien gets me pumped. He does like all the like crazy spots, crazy days. It's like not even normal. Like no one would go out. Like he does a lot of video footage where like no one would even like just no, bro. Like just no one's going out. Like it's like
those guys really have an interest in life. I mean, they're not competitors, but like Nathan Florence, John's brother, like in Koa, and they they really get carte blanche. They don't have to pay for any of the surf camps they stay at. For the most part, they're sponsored 100%. And Koa's got a good book about almost how he died. That's why he's always wearing a helmet. But
wow.
Besides that, their income's like YouTube channel guys, and they kill it, but they really are. They're just chasing waves their whole life, and it's easier said than done, especially coming off like red-eye flights and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, wait, you had a bikini line? You had a bikini line?
Yeah. Yeah, Olivia bikinis. I might have one. I can send you photos, but I did that for like 3 years. But what really inspired me was I was making these clothing. Hand-painted batik is the oldest form of coloring fabric in the world. And so I'd find batik to make really cool dresses, sundresses. I started using a rayon where the lazier college girls could wad them up, throw them in a purse, and have a little cover up or something to put on after the beach, and just add heels or whatever for nightlife. And I've started finding.
So bikini. Your vision is bikini, and little wrap, and then just throw on heels for the nightlife. So
yeah, but I mean, some guys like it that bikinis come off in the surf, but I wasn't a big fan of that. So I wanted to make bikinis that stayed on in the surf. And they also used my tops for like Pilates and yoga. But I sent you a picture of my favorite model, Kelly.
Okay.
She likes to wear coconut shells more than bikinis. But anyway, so, yeah, they worked out really well. Tie side, you can loosen them.
You raised all boys. Like I don't think you had a daughter. You must have had all boys.
Oh yeah, no, God would not give me a daughter like Frank. She would never get a date. Holy crap. That wouldn't work so well.
I know.
But
like
anyway.
Your whole philosophy of life changes when you have a daughter. It's like, oh hell no! Like everything changes. It's all.
Well, you got to keep going, Nate, because like my first 2 were boys, and then the next 3 were all girls. So to keep going, the chances are one's going to show up.
Yeah, just have a few more. Have a few like little Wahine girls, little babies.
I'll never forget one of our good friends, Frank. It was a bachelor party, and this one guy who was a total, Bible study Christian guy, and he goes, when I look at these dancers, all I could think of what great mothers they'll make someday. And I'm like, I don't think that's what everybody else is thinking. What great mothers are going to make someday. I'm like, oh my God.
Oh my God.
That's so funny.
Maybe.
You have the best. Wait, so the party, last night you were at a party. Did you end up in the jacuzzi with the babes? With any girls?
No. Oh, I told you about what's her name? She's funny, dude.
I saw all the hot girls.
I felt like when I met.
Everybody wants to be you right now. Everybody wants to be Nate and Bali in the jacuzzi at the disco ball party with the hot girls in the jacuzzi last night.
Our jacuzzis have jets, but not hot water. It's too hot here. I was just sweating a minute ago. Huh?
Frank wishes he was there last night, but he's stuck with me and the kids.
Yeah. I was trying to do a
No,
screenshot. My son on his stories, he had the my son on his stories on Instagram. He had the disco balls, and I was going to do a screenshot to show you.
Yes. Let's see. How can we do
Can't
it?
find it right now. Hey, Dan, are you guys still going?
Yeah. I guess it's at 5 p.m., not 5 a.m.
Oh, they're going to the other outer islands. We're going to have a week. We're going to have 1 week of head high to double overhead surf, and then the following week will be double overhead plus. So they're going for a week to Sumba Island, and they get in a car and they drive up the coast, and then they get on a ferry. Remember the ferries that used to take us to Coronado, Frank, back in the day?
Yeah.
They get on a car ferry, and then they'll have a car on the island of Sumba, the four of them. But I mean, Nate's expecting to surf heavy. He's taking 6 boards for 5 days. He goes, because I'm going to snap 1 or 2 for sure. But
Probably.
yeah, that's the game. What a life.
And it's always like all the worst things happen. Like your favorite pair of flip flops, your favorite surfboard, and like you get COVID. Like it seems like all the things happen like your first day of traveling somewhere. It's like one of those 3 is gonna happen your first day of traveling to like a world-class surf spot, like for sure. Like that happened to me.
You have to have 2 of your favorite board when you travel. You got it. That's just a mandatory thing. And then it's kind of like when I get in a car. If I get in a car in the morning with a cup of coffee and I have a white shirt on, I have an extra white shirt in my backpack because I'm going to spill coffee for sure. It's just, you know what I mean? It's just,
I'll send you some bibs. I got some bibs from my kids over here. Send you. We could, that would be a cute bib. It's like, surfing sucks. Don't try it. Like for a bib for like a baby, that would be cute idea. Yeah. Or like merch.
So when
John
we're
Duncan
online,
is in Australia. He said 30 leashes.
30 leashes.
30 leashes.
Well, if I instead of 30 lashes.
Yeah.
No, is there any way in the comments
to pack up for the trips? Like I think that's what he means. Like,
yeah. Do I have to send you a photo if I wanted to add a photo to my comments? Like if I wanted to show you the disco balls last night, can I send them to you and you can share them with the audience or no?
If we do it before the show, if we do it before send it to me before the show, I could queue it up.
Well, next time,
if you send it right now, most of John Duncan, most of the leashes,
if I could remember,
the bars afterwards.
For the bars afterwards. Hold on, my dog is barking. Nelly. Oh, that's right. Your board bags are still out there.
So wait, Frank, his son already left, or his son is Nate Jr. there?
He's around. He's around.
Check it out.
Is Nate Jr. gonna come say hi to us?
Look at Dan. He's got a tiger stripe head. There's my dog Nelly. Look at this. There's 2 of their 3 board bags for a week-long trip.
Beautiful garden too.
Hi, Nelly.
Hi.
Look at another one.
Nate Jr. packing up.
These guys mean business, huh?
Damn.
Yeah. Well, they're going to a serious business trip.
Yeah. There's only one rule for they're going surfing: just don't fall. The only rule: just don't fall. Then you don't need to break out the medical kit. Yay! We're back.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So I haven't been surfing. I need to get motivated.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
I kind of forced myself to paddle out today, but I got out there.
I'm so lame. I need to be got to get out of this funk. it's a relational funk, and I don't want to start making this like a soap opera. But I'll tell you, Sandie, it's like I just don't. I'm totally unmotivated unless I recover. You asked me about that girl from Chile. It was so cool while she was here because we just bounced around from beach to beach. It was so fun, and I need a little a partner to motivate me sometimes.
She was surfing too.
No, we just did tide pools and stuff. It was like National Geographic. She got such a kick. I don't know if you have WhatsApp, but you should have seen this video she was making because I showed her these crabs in this tide pool, and we saw a little sea snake. Beautiful tide pools. They look like aquariums, right? And then I found this sea cucumber, and she goes, "Oh, I have to film this. Pull it out of the water." And I go, "It looks like a sex toy."
Well, they do.
I pulled this sea cucumber out of the water so while she's videoing the whole thing to show her friends in Chile. And as I pull it out of the water, it's the size of a pickle, and it just starts squirting water. And she goes, "Oh!" It was so hilarious. Oh my God. I got to send you the video.
No, I mean,
they like him
she
in
was
China.
gorgeous. She was gorgeous. I think like when you get older, like, now our lives have completely changed. Like me and Frank, we have kids are the priority no matter what. But so like, we surf when we can, but like back in the day, it was like I was daring and willing to do surf and do anything, jump off cliffs, do crazy stuff. But now I have kids. I'm like, wait a minute, these kids need me. Like I can't can't take that risk. Like things change, your mindset changes. But God, like I wish I could still be that young and free and just have that mindset of like, just take a risk and go for it. Frank still does. Frank still thinks he's 19 over there.
Well, but I think that's a great and youthful attitude, Frank. But I've contemplated a lot because I've seen the reaction of a lot of our friends. Like we have a lot of friends about 10 years older as well, and they're grandparents. And oh my God, the shift in their priorities because now they have kids they could borrow and give back. And I think what would possibly get me back in a wetsuit one day is having a grandchild in San Diego, to play with and teach how to surf. And other than that, it's like, it doesn't tug on my heart because they're not under my roof anymore,
Yeah. Well, yeah, I know. Like I just always think like, God, what if something happens to me? Who's gonna, do all the things to raise children that need to be done on a daily basis? It's a lot of work. So I don't know, but like, and I have had injuries, but I didn't have kids depending on me, so it was my mindset was just very different. But now I like what you say with motivation. Like I feel like a lot of my motivation is hindered because of my responsibility to my kids. I feel like
I agree.
If I didn't have kids to like depend on me, then I would probably be out there and my motivation would be going, more.
Yeah.
I hear the ducks.
I agree.
Yeah, they're she's quacking over there. Loud today. I don't know why.
John Duncan said, "We're all 19 until we get out of bed and take the first step to the toilet and pull a calf muscle." Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you get like now you're like, I mean, like, gosh, like I have friends having shoulder surgery, hip replacement surgery. It's like, damn, like you're not gonna be surfing, girl.
So
there's something about that. I don't know. I said that there's a few words that I had to delete from my language because of, at 50 years old, a lot of my friends started complaining aches and pains and using the word old and never. And
Yeah.
it brings me down. It brings me down. Like I had to recover from 13 surgeries. And if you're not ambitious and persevering, I think you could give up. Like we talked about, I think last episode, the kids will feed on you like a bunch of sharks, and then you're not getting waves and you get bummed out. But you got to persevere, and you can't listen to the negative people,
No.
Well, yeah, and also you like the spots that you're surfing at have like infested with sea urchins and stuff. So like I'm terrified of sea urchins. Like I am personally terrified of sea urchins. Like I do not want to experience that. I don't. Like I'm not gonna lie. Like I surf at spots where I know this is a good spot for me today. Like this is a good spot. This is a chill, good spot for me. I think I'm gonna come out alive. Like I think it's gonna be good. I'm not gonna come out with sea urchins or stingrays or sharks. Like I feel like this is a good. You got to just pick your spots wisely. Like I'm just. There's so many beautiful, amazing surf spots, world class surf spots, but if you touch a sea urchin, like you're done for the day. Like you're done. You're done for weeks. You're done.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's that risk again. It's that you take that risk, and like again, when you're young and you don't have kids, you don't have nobody relying on you. Like, just go for it, man. Like, let's just go. I've surfed so many spots. Like, my biggest thing is I hate surfing a new spot. Frank tries to get me to surf new spots. Like, and I'm like, Frank. Like, and like he's even tried to get me to bring the kids to spots where we got to climb down the cliffs and rocks. I'm like, Frank, not bringing the kids down the freaking cliffs and the rocks. And like, no.
There's only one way to learn, God, Frank, it looks like a beautiful day. It looks like a really beautiful
nice, warm. It's it was warm and sunny today. Not too hot, just perfect. Beach was nice and sunny too.
Yeah, well, I was going to ask you guys what your thoughts were on wave pools. That could be a whole nother program, though.
Yeah,
I've never tried it. I want to try it. I really want to try it.
Well, they're building a lot of wave pools right now. I think out in Palm Springs area. So you've got
weather. My brother is affiliated with one. Yeah,
a lot of land out there. So I'm
they shut one down. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Where did they shut one down? Like, where was it that they shut it down? It was a cold
country. It's where Jake's there's a Jake's restaurant there in not Rancho Mirage. My brother has his equestrian center in Rancho Mirage. It's
they shut one down out there. I didn't know
it's
that.
right up against the hill there, the mountain. And I just read about it this morning. He sent me an email. They shut it down, and then now they're still doing. They're going to do the community, but not the wave pool. They have the biggest license, I think, in the country for growing marijuana. Also, but it's got to be well water. So there's a bunch of different uses. La Quinta is the place I was thinking.
Okay.
But they have a bunch of different ideas on use of land out there. I know his equestrian center, the land was worth more than anything. And he recently, I think, closed escrow on it. He's the Olympic coach for the United States equestrian team. So he does a training facility there. So anyway, it's hot. Oh. It's hot out there.
Yeah.
But I think I gotta run soon. Do you have any other guests coming?
No, we've got people doing taxes and off to college with kids tonight. So I don't think there's any other guests tonight.
Right. Yeah, I saw John Duncan, I think it is. I apologize if the name's wrong, but yeah, it is a good topic on wave pools, John. Like my perspective is that it's kind of a lazy person's way to learn how to surf. because you don't know how to judge the waves. You're not dealing with currents. You're not dealing with phobias that we've talked about people having, that not being able to see the bottom and what's beneath the surface, etc. And even Slater himself said, we surfed for Quick before together, and he said, you'll never get the best surfer from a wave pool. And it doesn't demonstrate who the best surfer is, because you really have to be in tune with all the elements. It can't just be, oh, this peak breaks right here every time. Sure, you might do a bigger move and stuff like that. But at the same time, it could be very beneficial for a lot of places. I mean, worldwide, those pools are going up like crazy. And from what I understand, most of them are big money right now. If you want to surf it, I think it's going to cost you a bundle. But, I mean, maybe it will alleviate some of the crowds, or the people that I take for granted my skills in surfing and the strength it dictates. I surfed since I was 7 years old, and most people at 61 haven't surfed, for that long. But the muscle memory you have, it will get you out of pickles that you don't want to be in, and therefore use a wave machine or a wave pool. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because half the battle, or more than half the battle, especially on a big day, is just being out there. And
waiting for the set. You gotta wait for the sets. You gotta be timing. It's all timing.
From being
wave selection, tides. There's so many factors that make you a polished surfer. And even at the end of the day, all of the best competitors will tell you that competition doesn't necessarily dictate the best surfer. I mean, the free surfer videos, when the girls and guys are just letting loose and doing whatever they want, they get so loose because they don't have to be cautious of not falling. They don't have to work the wave all the way in front of the judges to be a crowd pleaser for a 9 instead of an 8 score, et cetera, et cetera, So it just depends.
Yeah.
Have you ever surfed against Kelly Slater? Have you ever come?
No way. No, right? He's 10 years younger and totally out of my league, but we know each other. We've met several times, and we used to look a lot alike, actually. But no, I haven't. But we've met. We've hung out here. We've had lunch here in Bali. A lot of the boys. He really loves to be here with his girlfriend. I think it's one of his favorite places. I don't know about this year. I haven't seen him yet, but it's really right now. They're already saying in social media, Paradise Lost. I mean, my villa is in a fantastic area. I'm blessed, but I think we're going to see more tourists than less, and then it's probably going to go down in the volume of people, because the word will get out that you probably have to look for another vacation destination. And then I've seen it already go like that, like kind of like Bitcoin, but it's super popular right now. In fact, I've only had monkeys 3 times in 8 years in my yard. And this week we had them twice because they're, pay paradise and put up a parking lot. I mean, they're leveling the jungles, and where's the monkeys going to go, so they run through my yard.
Also, if you leave food out for them, I don't know about Bali, but I've never been to Bali, but in Costa Rica, if you leave food out for them, they will come down every morning from the jungle. They'll come down and they come down to the beach every night and hide in the trees at the beach every night. They hide from the predators every night.
Yeah, that's true. In fact, there's been a problem with the virgin coconuts that you drink. A lot of people don't split them and eat the insides. And in Ubud, there's a tremendous rat problem from these mountains of uneaten coconuts. They drink them, the tourists drink them and go, no, I don't want to eat them. And here, right around the corner, there's a huge store he sells to all the people on the beach, and his coconuts are definitely a delicacy for monkeys. They have the long fingernails, and they just dig them out and eat them and dig them out. And they're so smart. They'll tell a friend, let's meet for breakfast tomorrow. And,
They are smart. I know. Costa Rica, you got the different type of monkeys, but in general, like I know, like they just come down from the jungle at night and they hide in the palm trees. They sleep in the palm trees at night because the predators are all up in the La Jungle in the jungle. So
Yeah, exactly.
like that, I would imagine it's the same thing because Bali is tropical region, so I would imagine it's the same thing. You got jaguars, you got all the night predators over there.
Yeah, we have a lot of snakes, and the monitor lizards eat my cats. They're pretty gnarly. They're kind of like a Komodo.
Wow.
They're big.
Yeah,
Wow.
my cat's like, it's not a normal cat fight. In fact, both times it's been right between 1 a.m. and 2 a.m. All I hear is one time, meow, and that's it. Never see them again. But I think they have the ability of spitting on them like the Komodos, and then they go through paralysis, and then their history. Hold on one second. Do you need a motorbike? Yeah.
I'm just gonna walk with you.
You sure?
Yeah, it's chill.
Okay, cool. I was just going to get off. But I think they're giving me motorbikes over there for $60,000.
Oh.
Cheapest on the island.
You know, while Nate's over there, someone asked a question if we ever go
Yeah.
hike. And I don't know if it was
Oh,
that asked that because
was it Julie?
because of something in South Padre Island at night.
Oh yeah, Julie. Yeah, Julie said she went to South Padre Island at night.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. But what we ended up doing, Joey, who's not here tonight, but, we would go to South Shore Oahu during a full moon just to surf at night, just to night surf Ala Moana.
Yeah.
Because it's uncrowded. A lot of people won't go out because of sharks. But we would get perfect surf. Maybe a couple other guys out, full moon, and then with the full moon that comes up over Diamond Head and gets out there, it's pretty light. And then also the light from all the hotels on the strip there, it makes it very light enough to surf just fine. But there is that little bit of a little bit of a fear factor with the Alawai Canal, and wondering if there's going to be a tiger shark that's going to show up. But like these guys were diving out there this one night, and they're underneath us with the lights and everything, and they're like, "You guys are crazy for, surfing out here at night." I'm like, "At least I'm on a board. You're in the water with the sharks. Do you ever think about that?" I'm like, "I wouldn't be free swimming." And they're like, "Oh yeah, you got a point there." It's like they felt safe because I don't know why they felt safe. But
there's a group of divers, a handful of divers that go out to see this one tiger right there in Kailua Kona at the harbor entrance there. There's a tiger, and the tiger got comfortable there because they fillet their fish and they dump their fish scraps before they get to the dock. So there's an abundance of eels and one big tiger that people say is pretty docile, but probably well fed,
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Well, I know, you know a little spot that I've night surfed a lot there in Point Loma. And fortunately, there's lights from the Navy on the hill. And then the ideal time is after 2 a.m. to go, though, because you want the moon in your face, and then you've got the other lights on the hill. But
wait, Frank has a whole daytime story. Are you talking about Fence Line?
No, I can't say names.
I got a fence line.
Frank has a whole daytime story about Fence Line down there.
Oh, Fence line in the summer when everybody.
He's like the old dude.
Yeah, everybody thinks that the cliffs don't break in the summer.
Nate and I have a story. One time we were there on the beach, and we walked down there, and we're kids, but Nate brought a backpack, and he had frozen Molson Golden bottles of beer. And the water, it was summertime, and the water was so freezing, we stood on the beach and waited to see the sets come in, and we jumped in the water, paddled out to catch a wave, and then we came in. Remember that, Nate?
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that very well now. I wouldn't have remembered it if you just gave me a couple of clues, but yeah. I remember trashing boards on those rocks. Sometimes they showed and sometimes they didn't. Remember that?
Yeah, well, because we didn't wear leashes at the time. you know.
That was fun. That was good times though back then. We'd ride it all the way to the shore break there. We had no
Yeah.
cares in the world, boy.
No, but it was that was funny because summertime, and we were freezing because the water was like 58 degrees. We didn't have wetsuits, and then we were drinking frozen beers also. So we were just like freezing.
I heard that the water dipped pretty good this year before it got warm again, huh?
Yeah, it was. It stayed like 60 or below 60 well into the spring and early summer. Right now, I would have to say it's probably over 70 today. I didn't wear a wetsuit today. It's probably 70, 72 even.
Yeah, that's great. I know the bluefin are running rampant right now, which is great for you guys. What I would do for a nice bluefin belly right now, geez, that sounds amazing.
I know. We grew up.
Well, hey, Frank, we're winding down, and I'm going to jump on my motorbike very soon. Okay. But it's good to see you, buddy. It really is good. Yeah. I feel like I hang out with you every week now.
I know. We haven't hung out in years. Now we get to hang out every week.
I don't think Frank liked me for a while. He thought I was really arrogant.
What?
I don't think Frank liked me for a while. I think he thought I was really arrogant, but I was just still Nate, that's who I am.
No, he didn't like me either, Nate. Don't worry. He didn't. It took him a long time to marry me. Don't worry. You're not alone.
Really? Well, I thought he really romanced you. All I know is we have a mutual friend, Kirk Huffman, that just, even when he's in town and Rex goes, I told Burp to call you. He will not. He's such a recluse, that guy. Oh my God. Does he talk to you?
No.
He talks to like Danny Fontaine and some other random guys, but not me.
He stayed over at Rob Slayton's when he was in town last.
I don't know for any of you that's just tuning in. I do not know these people that he's I only know about Kelly Slater. I've met Kelly Slater. Yes. I've touched Kelly Slater. I have a picture where I'm touching Kelly Slater, has his arm around me, Frank, before you and I. And I still feel like to this day that because Kelly Slater touched me, I have magical surfing powers now. I feel like he gave me his magic when he touched me that day. And it was 15 years ago, but I feel like I still feel that Kelly Slater touched me. So I have magic.
Nate feels the same way.
Yeah, I'm so warm and I'm so warm and oh my God. So wait a minute. Was it Kelly?
Send me the pictures of the girls. I want to share some with the audience next week. Let's share some of the pictures with you and the beautiful ladies that you're hanging out with over there, because all my audience I know wants to live vicariously through you, Nate. They all want to be in Bollywood. Yes, they do.
Wait a minute. I thought Slater's girlfriend was pregnant, isn't she? I think Kalani's pregnant.
Oh, I don't know.
I think they're having a little Kelly.
Oh my God, he's gonna rip. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be like John. I remember I ran into John Florence and all his little brothers, all his little siblings at on the North Shore in Hawaii. Everyone's in there trying to get the sushi. That sushi sells out quick. You gotta get in there early because everyone's surfing all day. And then after surfing, when the sun goes down, everyone goes and buys all the sushi. So you got to get in there and get that sushi quick. But you know what I'm talking about? That market right there on the North Shore. Anyway, I remember seeing John was like a little grom.
Not just Foodland. Foodland's the supermarket at Waimea there, yeah.
Yeah, Foodland. Yeah, I think it was Foodland. It was Foodland. Yeah, I think it was Foodland.
Yeah.
I remember seeing
Kai Lenny was just here with his twins. Kai has 3 kids. He was just here with his wife and twins.
I wouldn't even recognize them now because I remember when they were kids. They were little.
Yeah. Yeah, there's there's a video you can watch of Kai Lenny. He's on his foil board, and his wife is on the beach on a horse, towing him along the shoreline. And that's the beach that my son's going to tonight.
All
To
right.
surf. Yeah, that's where yeah.
That's cool.
What a terrible
So
life.
he's going to North Shore, Hawaii?
He's going to Sumba, an island close to here.
Oh,
On the
Sumba.
ferry, the car ferry thing, yeah.
And what kind of waves do they got over there?
Heavy waves.
Is it like you have to be on a boat? Is it off the boat? Surfing off
No,
the boat?
they surf off the beach, but the waves are, well, one of the names is lacerations. So that'll give you an idea what kind of
Ooh,
wave.
that does not sound good.
But we'll give you a report next week. If you guys want to hook up, I got to go, but we'll give you a report. And you've got a lot of photos. I don't want to exploit all the girls.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, with their permission, only with their permission, of course.
Yeah,
Of course.
no problem. Yeah.
Ask
Well,
them if they want.
I'm the proprietor. It's an understanding. Huh?
We'll bring them on the show if they want. If they want to come, fine. If they don't, fine. We don't pressure
Right.
anybody here. No pressure.
Okay.
This is a no pressure
Well,
zone.
I love
If
you guys.
We love you. If you want to surf, you'll feel the pressure when you're surfing. Oh, look at the bunny.
Hey, and I want to thank the people that are watching and commenting. You guys are rad.
Yes, we love you guys. We love you guys for watching. Thank you, everybody. For
Hey,
watching.
Frank, I love you, buddy. Be well,
All
huh?
right. Good to see you, Nate.
Okay.
Well, that's
Nate.
about
Okay,
Next
peace
week.
out.
See you.
Next week,
Serious,
brother.
for sure.
Let's go.
Okay. See you.
Thank you. That was awesome, Frank.
Yeah, yeah.
You guys have so many stories. We have like 2 years of stories with you guys.
Well, we have a few minutes. I could end it with one funny story if you want.
Okay, let's close it out, Frank. Close,
All right. As
close
you
it
know,
out with a funny story.
and since Stuart isn't here, I can talk about him and his
No,
guap.
no, he's in
Everything.
trouble.
So I'm
Oh,
gonna
yeah,
talk
Stuart
about
couldn't
Stuart.
make it. Aw.
Well,
Aw.
he'll talk. He'll have to pick it up next time when he's here and say his side of it. But you know, we would go camping in Mexico and plan for it. So this one summer weekend evening, we decided we were going to go. But Stuart had a date with his girlfriend, so he said,
Aw.
"Come by my house, and me and my other friend Jeff, come over later. And just get me, and then we'll go camp in Mexico and surf." So we said, "Well, what time should we be there?" And he says, "Oh, come at midnight." So we said, "Okay." So we had to go. I don't know. We went around visiting friends and going to restaurants and around San Diego, burning up time to go and wasting time. Well, we didn't have a watch, and there's no cell phones or anything back then, so you just had to be where you were supposed to be. So we said, well, it's probably time we should go head over there. So we went over there, and we parked outside of the front of his house, and he was actually in the car in front of his house with his girlfriend. So we were, sitting there for a little
Were they
while.
making out in the car in front of the house?
We couldn't see. I don't know. Maybe.
Well,
We don't
was
know.
he still living with his parents, or was he living by himself?
He was staying at his parents' house because he was.
Okay,
during
yeah.
college.
If you're living with your parents, you got to make out in the car.
Well, I think it might have been high school. Actually, it was high school or college or something. So still with the parents. But
That
anyway.
just seems logical to me.
So we get out of the. Well, we said, well, let's go, because we want to go camping. So let's go knock on this window of his car. So we go. We knock on his window, and he's giving us the look, and it's like, we're like, hey, well, we're here, and it's and he's like, we're like, what time is it? And he goes, well, it's midnight, and we're like, wow, we must have internal clocks. We're right on time. Perfect timing. I can't believe it. We didn't even have a watch or a clock or anything, and we're here right on time. And the girlfriend's giving us a dirty look. He's looking at us like this. We're like, well, he says, go, guys, just go wait for me, and I'll be there in a little bit. So then we take off, and Stuart finally gets, does something with his girlfriend. I don't know what the heck. And then we get in the VW van, and we go down, and we're camping. We go camping, but we're always talking, like by the whatever, by the campfire, but we're in the VW van talking. And we're like, what was up with you and your girlfriend with us? And he didn't, evidently, he told us from her perspective, he didn't tell her that we were coming to pick him up to go take him. So she said, when we drove up, she said, who's that? You know, who's that in the car? And Stuart plays dumb. He knew exactly who it was. He goes, I don't know who it is. And
Wait, weren't they trying to just hide from the parents? I thought they were just trying to make out in the car and hide from the parents.
Well, okay, but whatever. He's lying to her. He's not telling her that we had plans. And he knew it was us, and he says,
well, no, because he wants to make out. Why would he tell her that he had plans with his stupid friends?
Well, I know. Well, it's funny. She goes, I get out of the car, and she tells him, it's Frank. What's he doing here? I don't know why he's here. He's still going with the lie. And then we show up. And we're like, what time is it? Midnight. Oh, we're right on time. We have internal clocks. So we're just ruining his whole, calling him out on his whole little, I don't know who it is. I don't know why Frank's here.
Well, because you guys are his stupid friends and trying to interrupt him making out with the beautiful lady.
I don't know. But anyway, there's a sequel to that story, but I can't hear you anymore.
You can't hear me? There's a sequel.
No, you're muted.
I'm not muted.
Okay,
well, you okay. Well, anyway, that was funny. I wish you could hear me. Maybe you have to hit refresh. Here, watch.
Yeah. Well, there is.
Yeah, it's your. Yeah, that was his thing. That was funny, you guys. What did you guys think? Is that hysterical? The stories are funny, right? Who wants more stories like this next week? More surfing stories with Does anyone raise your hand or just give a thumbs up or like a heart in the chat if you want more stories like this next week. We lost Frank, but your phone died. Okay. We love you guys. It's okay. We ran out. It's time's up. We love you guys. Can we make pizza on your grill? Yeah, come on, Julie. Come on. All right, we love you guys. Stay tuned. Next week we're gonna get Nate live and direct from Bali, Indonesia. Frank live and direct from San Diego, California. We're gonna tell stories. It's gonna be epic. I hope to see you guys next week. Bring your wax, bring your beach towels and sunscreen, and let's go. Love you guys.
Getting salty with Sandie Dee here at the beach, sand on my feet. No place that I would rather be. Getting salty with Sandie Dee.
Did you know that thousands of Californians have retired in luxury on the beach in San Felipe, Baja California? Did you know that the future of green technology is happening now on the beach in Baja California? That you can own a beautiful sea view home for a fraction of what it would cost in the U.S.? Did you know that the cost of living is 1/4 the cost of what it is here? Discover Rancho Costa Verde, an amazing cutting-edge green community on the beach at prices you haven't seen in your lifetime. Not a lease, not a timeshare, full ownership home sites with 180-degree sea views starting at only $22,500, with terms and financing that make it affordable for almost anyone. To receive additional information and learn how you can visit the property, call 1-800-211-7400. 1-800-211-7400.